Hey everyone, I'm Lanice.
And I'm Mark.
And you're watching another episode of Living Well Uintah Basin, where success is defined by you.
On this week's episode of Beyond the Couch, we're going to take you along as the two of us run with a bunch of crazy people on the Uintah Half Marathon.
And on Dish by Dish, we have a lady that's going to show us a great fall treat, caramel apples, one of my favorites.
Love me some caramel apples. And as promised, Bo Shaheen is back with part 2 and the exciting conclusion of his bear hunt in Living Well Your Way.
It's going to be a great episode, so let's go get started.
Let's do it.
Living Well, Uintah Basin, presented by Ashley Regional Medical Center. Also made possible by Anadarko and Uintah Recreation District. Living Well, Beyond the Couch.
You get up at 5:30 to run 13 miles. I don't know what kind of crazy guy has to think that's fun. Just living well. What's the most important part of the race? The porta potty line, right? And here's the porta potty line. Say hi, everybody. Say hi. Say hi.
Oh, look at this.
How many racers did we end up with?
Racers? Yeah. 130.
130? What do you got here? What is this?
Look, the cannon.
Is this the start cannon?
Yeah.
Well, what possessed you to do a half marathon?
It's in my blood.
Yeah, it's in your blood. Running's in my blood. Why did you decide a half marathon? Why not just like a 1K or something?
Oh, good question. I'm wondering that myself this morning. A 1K would be way better than a half marathon this morning. It's freezing.
I think it's freezing. It's we've got to be about 35 degrees out here.
It's probably under 40.
You're burning more calories getting ready for the race than
I know, I'm just trying to stay warm.
What's on that? What's a running's not a plan? Running's what you do once a plan fails. I got you. I got to give you one of those shirts. Mile in, and Rasmussen's gone. We'll see him at the finish line. Lanice is still talking back there, and we're feeling good. 1.58 miles. This is the sweatshirt so you can lose more weight while you're running. Mile 2.5, and Lanice is still talking. Here comes the sun, and I said, it's alright. Do 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 do. I didn't know there was hills on this course. Shouldn't you be running, dude?
I should.
Mile 6. Just about to get past right here. Feeling pretty good though. That's morning. Mile 12. Lanice is with me. She's gonna kill me at the end. Yeah. Good job.
but I still wake up.
Good job, dude.
We are delirious.
Oh yeah, there you go. Delirious? No, you're not even sweating. I don't even want to hear about it. So starting out with our awards, for the female 25 to 29, Lauren Massey comes in first place overall with a time of 1:30.27. That gives you something to beat, right? Mason from Vernal with a time of 1:42. Excellent time. And Martin Mason takes third place from Vernal with a time of 1:42. Thank you. First place, there we go.
Having a baby is one of the most important events in your life. At Ashley Regional Medical Center, we are prepared to make that experience memorable by providing a secure and pleasant environment. When you arrive at our birthplace, you will be greeted by our award-winning OB nursing staff. Their desire is to make you as comfortable as possible and to provide you with all the information you need or want. You will be placed in one of our modern birthing suites. Family members are welcome, but only with your consent. During the labor process, the nursing staff will attend to your every need and monitor your progress. Your physician will be kept up to date by the nursing staff and attend to you when it's time to deliver your bundle of joy. After your delivery, you will be taken to our beautiful and relaxing post-delivery rooms. Your care will still be monitored by our staff, and you and your baby will receive constant attention. Choose Ashley Regional Medical Center for your OB care.
Living well, dish by dish.
Fall is in the air and the holidays are just around the corner. And one of my most favorite holiday treats is a caramel apple. Today I have Courtney Martinez with us. She's the owner of Little Sweet Pea, and she's gonna show us how to make caramel apple in our home. She has them down at her store, but if you're wanting to make for a class party or a kid's Halloween party or something like that, she's gonna show us an easy way to do that. So Courtney, thank you so much for being with us today.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
One of the first things that you did is for time, we've gone ahead and melted the caramel. Tell us first of all a little bit about the caramel.
Okay, I have brought a pre-made caramel today, and it's not like your craft caramels that you have to sit and unwrap. It's a high quality caramel. It's Peter's caramel, and it's very easy to use. It comes in a 5-pound loaf, and I usually use the whole loaf at one time. It makes about 18 to 22 apples, but you can use part of the loaf and save the rest for later. Okay. Fall is an excellent time to make apples because right now we are getting the new crop on the apples, so they're very fresh and really great. We today are going to use the Granny Smith apple.
Now we talked a little bit, well you go ahead and do what you're doing here, but one of the things that we talked about is the green apples are the best way to go because they're crisp, they're a little more tart, we were talking about, and that's what you want to offset the sweetness of the caramel.
Yes, because we are also going to add a lot of good stuff to the outside. It's not just caramel, so. Yeah.
She's got some amazing apples.
And they will stay good longer than other apples. So what I've done, I just dunked it right into the caramel, and then we'll just take and get the excess off the bottom here.
Okay, so you're just going around with a spoon to get the excess off.
Just like that, super easy.
Now I'm gonna go back to the caramel for one more second because this is something, I've tried caramel apples before, and it seems like I've probably just put them on while it's way too hot. Of course, I've used probably not as good of caramel either. But we let this sit for a little bit. You don't want to let it sit so much that it's gonna get hard.
Right.
But enough that it's gonna stick to the apple and not melt
Yeah,
off.
and when I just microwave this, and you only need to do it, depending on your microwave, around 8 to 11 minutes.
Okay.
And you'll want to check it periodically because you don't want it to scorch. So, a lot of people find when they make homemade caramel recipes that they'll make the caramel, which is very time consuming, and then they'll have these beautiful apples and they'll walk away, come back a few hours later, and the caramel has just run off into a puddle.
My apples,
And
now I know why.
Yes, it's because it can be very inconsistent, caramel can be. And what a lot of people don't realize is that we're at high altitude here, and you have to, even if you're using a candy thermometer, you have to calibrate it. So And there's charts that you can find online to help you do that. So what it is the temperature you cook your caramel is usually different from what the recipe says by a couple degrees. So if I wanted to add nuts to this, I would do it right now while it's warm.
Okay.
And so we have some here, so we're just gonna kind of just tap
So
them
you
on
just
here.
chop the nuts and we're just gonna roll them in.
Yes, we have pecans here, and you might have to kind of press them on. These that I did over here, we're gonna put white chocolate on those, so we're gonna allow them to cool for, usually wanna let it set for about at least 20 minutes. You can put them in the refrigerator, but you don't wanna leave them in there too long because they'll get condensation on them and it'll be all sticky.
So if you were putting
So-
anything just on the caramel, you'd want to do it now,
Yes,
whether
you
it's
do
nuts
it.
or whatever. But
Yes.
if you're going to do the chocolate, we're going to let this caramel harden before
Yes.
we do the chocolate.
Otherwise your chocolate will just run right off and
Okay.
it won't set up.
Okay.
So I'll do this last one here, and then we have some here right to the side that are already cooled.
Oh, okay.
And we have some white chocolate that we brought today.
Perfect.
So this one we'll just go ahead and let it cool as well.
Okay.
So I'll just
I'll move
scoop
that.
this
Oh yeah,
out
that's
of
good.
the way.
Perfect.
And then what we brought here is some white chocolate. White chocolate is very easy to work with because you don't have to temper it. And tempering is just simply getting chocolate to the right temperature.
Okay.
Otherwise, when it sets up, if it's too warm, you'll get white streaks on it, and that's called blooming. And that's simply the cocoa butter separating out from the chocolate.
Okay. So the white chocolate is just a matter of putting it in the microwave, melting it, and we're good to go.
And you think that it would be warm when you touch it.
Uh-huh.
But if I was to put my finger in it, it's not really warm.
Cool.
It's just warm enough to be melted.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I'm just gonna dip my apple right in there and then just shake the excess off. And I'll usually hold it above the bowl just for a minute
Okay.
so it can kind of cool off. And then what I brought here today is cinnamon and sugar for an apple pie apple, and that's probably our #1
best.
seller. People love that.
The best apples around.
It is good. And then I also brought lime because I'm gonna do a key lime pie apple.
Perfect.
And then I brought some other apples that I did prior with chocolate that I'm gonna drizzle with the white chocolate so you can kind of get an idea on that. But basically,
So you don't shake it on, you just dip it in
I
the
just
bowl.
lightly tap it around.
Okay.
And then
Perfect.
there you have it.
Awesome.
So,
Yes, those are my favorite. And like you said earlier, there's all kinds of stuff you can put. We've got some toppings here. There's all kinds of things you can, whatever you want. Sky's probably the limit on these apples,
yeah,
right?
you can put just about anything.
Anything you want.
In fact, one thing that I brought were Sour Patch Kids. And the first time I had that, I thought that is weird.
I had that same thought when you were
But
unwrapping
it's
them
good.
today.
It is kind of good.
I bet it's, a
I
hit with
think-
the kids.
Yeah, for sure.
Anything sour.
Okay, and then again, I just take the Jell-O. This is Jell-O that I'm using,
Okay.
lime Jell-O. Tap it like I did with, and then we just put graham cracker crumbs around the bottom.
And this is your key lime pie. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I bet that's
And
good
I am
too.
getting really messy with this.
I suppose a kitchen does not stay clean when making caramel apples, so.
Well, and one thing I didn't mention to begin with that you have to have when you're making caramel apples, and you can see it right here on our tray, is parchment.
Oh yeah.
Parchment is a must because
So it doesn't stick
Yeah,
and-
it doesn't stick.
Yeah, that's a good
So-
idea.
And since I have the white chocolate melted, I brought some others. I've got a fruit and nut apple right here.
Okay.
So you can do to make your apples look a little more fancy, you can just take and drizzle
Oh, just
them.
drizzle. Oh, that's a good idea.
So,
Cute. Well, that's one thing I love about all of yours too. They're so decorative. So she showed some of the apples that she's got, some of the fun things that she's done. I love this one. This is probably my favorite. If you were to do like a Halloween party or some friends, something like that, that is just darling. Make it look like a spider. Another thing I want to show while you're drizzling some chocolate, and we'll get you talked about how sometimes you have some excess caramel after. And
Yes.
this is a great way to use that excess. Put it in a little jar, give an apple with it, tie a little ribbon around it, and I mean, this would be great for even Christmas down the road or, the holiday season. So, such a fun thing.
there are just tons of ideas that you can get.
And that
So
looks
this is our
beautiful.
little mummy guy.
Oh, fun,
So,
fun.
yeah.
Well, Courtney, I really appreciate you being here. Go down and see her at Sweet Pea. She's got all kinds of fun things. If you're just buying apple for a couple of people, she's the person to go see. If you want to try to do it on your own, this is how you do it. So thanks again, Courtney. We really appreciate you being with us.
Thanks for having me, it was fun.
To improve endurance, take 2 grams of beta-alanine 2 to 3 times daily. One dose should be taken 30 minutes before exercise.
Living well, your way.
I just took my first black bear with a bow right down here, about a 12-yard shot. I've fallen asleep a few times sitting here. And next thing I know, right below me, just off to my left, a really black bear came in. Pretty excited, really excited. It's been a lot of fun, possibly the funnest hunt I've ever done. So anyway, I'm tickled. Looking forward to going over here and taking some pictures.
To be able to go up and do a bear hunt like this was thrilling. I applied for several years. You can't just get a bear tag every year. You've got to draw the tag, and so grateful to be an American, to be able to live in a country like we do, to be able to go out and do something like this. I know there's a lot of places in the world where a lot of people are worried about putting food on their plate each day, and I was able to look at something as an entertainment. You know, we're able to go to the movie or go hunting, go do whatever besides work. I'm grateful for that opportunity here in America. My grandfather was a World War II vet. My father was a Vietnam vet. I'm thankful for all the men and women that have died for this country, that have made it possible for us to go out and do things like we do today. Like I said, I grew up in South Central and Southwestern Utah, and when I moved here 5.5 years ago, I thought, oh, this is going to be great. I'm going to fit in here. There's a lot of hunters here. A great, you know, there's in every direction. There's a lot of outdoor opportunity and activities. One of the reasons I put in for this bear hunt and decided to go with it, mainly because it was so close. And you know, it seems like nowadays there's a lot of distractions, things with electronic devices that pull us and keep us home. I love getting outside, and this is just another opportunity to get away, to let all that stress go, and to be able to just get up and you know, be up in the mountains, be out and alone. I really had a ball. I had an opportunity to take a bear. Well, there was one night I had a cameraman with me, and we had a bear coming in. This was the first time I'd experienced that. This is what I was waiting for. A lot of that excitement that comes from hunting and doing this is that anticipation. You know, we've seen the bears coming in on the trail cameras. Here one's coming. Here we got a bear coming in. As this bear came in, walking in real slow, I had about a 20-yard shot. I thought, oh, I'll take this shot. The bear came in a little bit further, and I finally was able to pull my draws. I was excited, and you know, this is the moment of truth. As that bear came in, and I pulled back, I overextended, and my arrow fell off of my rest and clinked and clanked down the ladder, the steps on the ladder stand, and pegged right in the dirt. And the bear, of course, stopped and was like, what was that? And something's not right here. And that bear turned and walked off. It didn't run off, it walked off. Anyways, I thought I didn't know what had happened, and I thought I'd blown my chance. 3 days later, I finally had a chance to sit in the stand alone. I had a bear come in right below me, right under the tree. I was able to take a 12-yard shot on this bear, and I was just tickled. You know, all this hunt and all this work that's gone into it, that's when it pays off. You know, this is something, when it all comes through, it makes it very rewarding, especially when you're bow hunting, because it's that much harder to make it happen. You've got to be that much closer to the animals. Stay persistent and patient, and things will come through, as well as it does in a lot of things in life. That's one thing I take from bow hunting that I learned. I've realized as I've grown up, I feel that attachment to the outdoors and that love of being out there. But all in all, I really enjoy being out because of that sense of peace and joy that I get from it. Like I say, it's very alluring to me. A lot of times I go out and hunt alone too. In fact, the majority of the hunting I've done, I've been by myself. And I found that gives me a lot of time to reflect and to think about things that I typically don't. Maybe even sometimes praying. You know, I found that when I'm out alone, I pray more. I would encourage everybody to get out, whatever your passion is, whether it's hunting, riding a bike, anything, playing a piano, an instrument, anything outdoors. Get out and do it. Follow your passion and get out and do something. It's going to promote that healthy lifestyle. Mentally, it's going to give you a break from work, whatever it is. You've got to have something to go to. Get out and make it happen.
I want to thank everyone for watching today's show. And as you can tell, living well is defined by you.
We want to hear your stories, so contact us at B2B to be a part of our show.
And until next time, live well, Uintah Basin.
See you next time.
What is
I
this?
did not.
we got a little pants split going on over here.
I forgot these pants were ripped.
What should I do with my hands?
La 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 la. Sing with me. La 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 la.
Here we go.
Okay.
Is this camera insured if I drop it?
Oh jeez.
There's a huge hole in them too.
Oh yeah, it's not a small one.
Well, you gotta wait until the red goes away.
Okay, so again,
You spit on me. And you're watching another
Leprechaun?
So put on a happy face. Now I'll chest bump you.
Oh.